I genuinely thought I crashed the game for a second, so I freaked out. Sorry. But hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well as you can in these times. Oh god. Almost just... I have to figure out, like, my headphone cable is never quite how I would like it to be, and I haven't figured out a solution for it yet. So I apologize. Also... that was for you, Sammy. You're making a Muppet! Well, I enjoyed that already. But hi, Pine. Hi, Mac. I'm sorry you're awake. I mean, I'm thankful for your existence, but I've had so many people tell me that they like chose not to get me flowers because they're like, oh, I know you don't like flowers. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I love flowers. Hey, Potato. Oh my god, we have a hype train. How you doing, Potato? I mean, aside from life. You need to order a red and black flannel so people think you're... Are you back in lumberjack phase, Galtus? Are you letting your hair grow out again? What are we gonna have for our hype train? Oh, I know what to have. Chotomate. That's not happening again? Oh, I thought it was nice. I thought that was a nice phase. I know you hated it. I know you hated that phase. Short hair is also good though. You can rock both, regardless. I was the only one. That's fair. Epi! Oh my god, thank you. Wow, we really got the hype going now. Good morning, Epi. Are you also cold? Cheese and I are cold. Indoor in Polish means turkey. Indoor. Indoor. Thank you for the hydrate, Cylindria. I'm drinking so much coffee because it's warm. How was the rest of your stream, Cylindria? Cylindria was like a lavender princess today. I mean, you're always a lavender princess, but... I know, your voice was starting to go and I was just, like, my voice is not quite warmed up yet, so it kind of is, like, a little bit gravelly and a little bit unattractive, crackly. But I hope your throat feels a little better. I know you were kind of like in and out for a bit. You have to walk to work? Oh my gosh, good luck. It's like 50s here. Like for people in Celsius, it's currently 11 degrees. So it's not like terrible. I actually really enjoy it. It's chilly. I mean, my house, I don't have my heat on, so it's like most people don't choose to just sit in like 50-degree temperatures. And then there's me. Then there's Rusalka. Your 2-year-old stuff says, I'm not a princess, I'm a queen. I've had that same thought, actually, sometimes. Where I'll be like, I want to be treated like a princess. No, I'm a fucking queen. It is hoodie weather. I have multiple layers on right now. I also have a blazer beside me. But I don't think the blazer really goes with the outfit, so I'm kind of like debating, but when I go to class later, I might have to throw it out, because I think I'm going to need another layer for class, to get to class, the commute at least. What's the difference between princess and queen? Are you really asking, Mac? I would think you would... It's a hierarchy thing. I feel like this is a trick. Are you trying to trick? Because you're a smart lad, so that's why I'm... It's okay. I was gonna say, I was like, you don't know, you're not the only one. I think a lot of people, because it's a more subtle one, and this was one I suggested. Yeah, it's a little bit tricky, this one, because usually like the Mac is like emphasized, but yeah. Hype train. So I got these crackers from one of the Obasans in my class today, or not today, this week. So these are like senbi, so like these like rice cracker things, but these ones they look kind of like, they have like frosting or something on them. But these ones were advertised as like snow crackers or something, like something about snow. I mean, it's got the kanji for snow on it. I can't remember the exact like phrase, but they were advertised as being sweet and salty. So that got me a little interested. There's also some word about them that I learned and now have forgotten, but it's like Japan has tons of like onomatopoeia words, and I can never keep track of all of them because to me, they don't seem like onomatopoeias because they don't sound like, you know how different like languages and cultures have like different words for like how animal sounds are and like things like that. So that's what it is. It's like the sound words that I would think of are not the ones that like Japanese use. So for me, it's like really hard to remember them, and you don't encounter them like all the time. So it's just tricky. But thank you for the hype train. The word was something like I won't remember it. It was like sakura, but it wasn't. But it was something for like kind of like crunchy, I guess. I don't know. They were even having trouble. There wasn't an English equivalent is like what we determined. So, but thank you for the hype train. Get a little cracker for breakfast. It's not bad. I actually thought about if the snow is MSG. I thought when it said like sweet and salt, or yeah, sweet and salty, I thought like, is this going to taste like caramel corn or like kettle corn? Is that what I'm thinking of? Kettle corn? And it kind of does a little bit. I get a little bit of like the sweet and salty, but it's still just like a rice cracker. I'm not a huge fan of the rice crackers, I'll be honest. Open. I got the like, what is this raccoon dog? Shoot, what is he doing? Choo choo. But thank you for that hype train. Celine is all about the kettle corn. I want to find those one things that Celine was talking about, like the banana snacks or whatever, the Korean ones. I want to find those. You regret picking this name because this is the month where you visited new communities? No, I think this is appropriate. I will say I actually, in the right situation, I like kettle corn, I like caramel corn. But I have to be in the mood for it. What I used to really enjoy, and I don't know if this is just specifically like a Midwestern United States thing. I don't think it is, but I just know like growing up in the Midwest, this is a very common thing, especially around like this time of year, Christmas time of year. People would give these like tins of popcorn where they were like divided into 3. So you'd have like a variety of popcorn in these like giant tins. And it would be like this cheddar cheese popcorn, caramel corn, and then like a regular butter popcorn or whatever. And I always enjoyed that because then you could like mix them, and I always thought that was like the best because you could just have a little bit of. I didn't really like the butter one. That was the one that usually was like going stale in the tin for me. But that cheese and caramel corn, I would like mix those two all the time. Yeah, like they were like just like super simple gift from that to like give to people you don't know anything about, like vendors, company reps, things like that. Yeah, right, cheese? I think it's a perfect one. What sort of puppet are you trying to make, Sammy? I'm very curious about this now. So, or Muppet. Is it out of felt? You got glue? Now I have this senbei stuck in my teeth, but it's fine. But yeah, I kind of miss those, like, variety. I like... This probably is something... I know Cylindra can probably, like, diagnose me, and, like, it's probably something psychological about it. But I like mixing foods together. Like I like having, I don't like eating just like one sort of meal. I like having like a bunch of little things from all sorts of meals. So like if you go to a restaurant with me, you either enjoy going to restaurants with me or you absolutely hate it. Cause I'm like, let's order like 7 things off the menu. so we can just have a little bit of everything and then eat way too much food. And I want to always share. I don't like having just like my own dish. I like being able to share. I love izakayas, yes. That's one of the reasons I love izakayas, yeah. But this is the thing, I don't like buffets that much, Regeltis. That's the thing, is like, I buffets are like, it depends. It depends. Also, welcome in, Chaos Nick. You just what? Yeah. It's the cooker. Thanks, Fox. So it depends, Potato. Like I usually will try them separate, but then there's always like this like impulse in me that's like, what if I try them together? What if I make the ultimate bite and just like put everything together? My thing with buffets is that usually you're making a Muppet version of yourself, Sammy. I'm sorry, I just what? I have to see this, Sammy. I can't say I've ever just wanted a Muppet version of myself, but maybe I'm alone in that. Chat, let me know. Have you ever just wanted a Muppet version of yourself? Because maybe Sammy's not alone. I don't like buffets because usually I have trouble with like food that's just like sitting out where everyone can touch it. For me, that kind of like makes me a little like, Silver Podcast, welcome in. Thank you. 43 months. Goodness sakes. And I also like, yeah, I don't eat very much. Well, I do, but like I never eat enough to make it worth a buffet, if that makes sense. Buffets for me are usually like a losing investment. Or I make myself sick because I'll like think I need to get my money's worth, and then yeah, it's like I just eat and eat too much, and then I'm like, so that's my issue. But I have been to some decent buffets, I will say. It just depends. Did I ever do that with, oh, you only ever did that with soda drinks. That's fair. I remember that was like, you could just like go down the low. Yeah, I was gonna say Fox. I remember that's what we used to call it, but we can't say that anymore. Graveyard. That's cool. Sammy dancing. I hope your puppet goes well. I want to see this Muppet puppet, Sammy. Ooh, chocolate fountains. Yeah, no. Cannot do that. I remember when I was bartending, we had a like I can't remember exactly what we called it, but it was like bar mat drink or whatever, and it was essentially just all the juices that were like in the wells and bar mats at the end of the night. Only really, really terrible people drink that. I mean, coworkers, because it's disgusting. But yeah, I hope it works too. I'm excited to see this. Sammy. I'm already assuming you're going to show me. No, it's the bar mat. It's not, unfortunately. I think it depends on where you work, but like we never gave it to customers. We never gave it to any patrons. But like at the end of the night, sometimes some of the bartenders would be like, "Oh, I'm gonna drink this," and I'm like, "Have at it. I don't care." Yeah, I know that's like the old name. All right, Mac, outfit check. This is me layering up because it's cold. And maybe I'll show you guys the blazer. You can let me know if you think, I don't think it goes with this outfit, but I might have to wear it later because it's hella cold. I'll show you base outfit first, but no feet. So that's the base outfit. Sweaters upon sweaters upon sweaters. But then here's the potential blazer, but I don't think it's going to work because it's just a little too different. I just didn't want to do just straight black. I have a black blazer I could do. But the green is a little, I don't know if it quite works. But we'll see. Hard pants. Hi. いつも hard pants. Is it difficult to find good size? Yes, for me. Well, for me, somewhat. Thank you, cheese. My problem is I'm quite tall. I'm 176 centimeters, 177, 5'10". So for me to find like pants and like bottoms is quite difficult, and most shirts and things are like quite short or like very short sleeved. So it is kind of like a little tricky. I usually either have to shop at like American branded stores, or these pants actually are from Uniqlo, and these are actually like the first pants I bought here that are actually long enough for me. I'm actually considering going today after my class to go buy a second pair in a different color, because I was just so shocked to find pants that actually like are long enough for me. I've otherwise just kind of come to terms with everything being like slightly cropped on me. But to be fair, it's also hard in the US sometimes to find like appropriate sized pants, because this is gonna sound like a really like bitchy first world kind of like, oh, woe is me kind of problem, but I'm very tall, but like I'm not that wide. So usually when like things are like, oh, you're tall, they immediately start going wider, which makes sense in some ways, but for my build it doesn't work. So it's like usually when I find something that's long enough for me, they're like way too big and baggy. So it's kind of like I always have to like play this guessing game. I will take that problem. I'm not really complaining about that. Like I would rather have that problem than not have that problem. But yeah, it's difficult. Your partner's a 5-foot Asian woman under 100 pounds and she has the same. Yeah, exactly. Outside of Asia, you'd have a hell of a time. Hey, JetMP. Long pants. I should probably switch into the game. I've been chatting for almost 30 minutes. I'm so sorry. I like vintage clothing shopping though, so that's kind of that's where I got this like vest, which I really adore. It's where I got this over sweater. This I got in the US shopping though, thrift shopping. But yeah, I really like thrift shopping. So that makes it then it's like very challenging to find things that fit, because you're just like all over the place with sizing and stuff with that. So oh, you enjoy it when I'm glad, because I definitely am a bit on the chatty side, especially today. You used to get a lot of good stuff when you lived in San Francisco. Yeah, well, the issue here, Chaos Nick, is like Japan has this like reputation for being really having this like really strong thrift vintage shopping culture. And to be fair, you can find like really amazing stuff, because they do have these like highly curated, very good quality like resale shops, but the prices are like very high. Like the curation comes with like quite the price tag. And for me, like a lot of the thrill is finding this stuff, like searching and finding the hidden gems and things. So while I do like, when I go to the curated ones, I'm like, oh, all these things are really cool. I see the price tag and I'm instantly like, well, not that cool. Like, you know, it's just way more satisfying for me to go someplace where I have to kind of like, you know, search a bit. And I may only go home with like 1 or 2 things, but I only spend like 1,000 yen rather than spending like 5,000 yen on like one item that's maybe like a very rare vintage very good quality item, but it's like at this point in my life I don't need that. All right, let's disco a bit. We can continue chatting, you know me. We won't make any progress in this game. So Japanese culture actually, so like Japanese people are only kind of recently getting into, I should have the integration working too, we hope, for the Disco Elysium, by the way. So you should have I can check myself too. There should be like an overlay that you can interact with at some point. Yeah, it's there. They don't like, a lot of things here people prefer new. So there are like, especially for like objects other than clothes, you can go to some places, like they do have some resale shops like Hard Off, very interestingly named Hard Off, Mode Off, Book Off, these sort of shops, where you can get some really good deals on stuff, but people still like to just have like new things. So there is kind of this like problem where people do just sort of like throw stuff away quite a lot. And the thing is, when you throw things away here, usually, especially if it's like a larger item, you have to get these like special tags and like pay the city to essentially like take it away from you. But when it has those tags, you can't, as a person just walking by on the street, you can't just pick it up, because like the city has now been made aware of that. The city is going to be looking for that to pick up, because I remember there was one time where somebody put this chair outside and it was like a perfectly fine chair, and I